The Hamish and Andy Podcast, powered by HTC One Day I Will.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hamish and Andy to drive you home. Big Monday show.
We have
Joel Edgerton joining us.
We have a trick, don't we? We can't say much about it.
No,
But
no.
at some point during the show today, a trick shall be played.
Yeah,
this is not part of my year of 1,000 pranks.
Which has gone very quiet.
Oh, has it, Andy?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I haven't pranked you so far in today's show, but I will
It's just
get...
started, but you haven't pranked me once last week. You didn't get me once last week.
And I continue to lull the dragon into a false sense of security before I slay him.
Oh, jeez.
I do pledge to
You have to
get
slay me
1,000
1,000 times.
It will be a death of 1,000 cuts. I did pledge to prank Andy 1,000 times before the end of the year, and I'm up well over a dozen. But what we can guarantee is today's trick has nothing to do with my 988 pranks to go.
Also, it's definitely more developed than anything that you've done as
I
a
wouldn't
prank
say
so
that,
far,
but yeah,
and certainly more expensive.
I would say that.
Hey, I'm coming out the gates and I'm going to tell you something that, mainly because I know Beck, my girlfriend, will tell you.
Great.
So I thought I'd get on the front foot here.
So, I mean, first get ahead of the scandal.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get ahead of
Classic damage control.
Exactly. A Letterman. I'm doing a Letterman. He got
Doing a
ahead
David Letterman. Yep, he was being blackmailed. He said, "Nope, I'm going to come clean." Okay, so Letterman had been having an affair with someone he worked with. Who have you been having an affair with? May I guess?
Jack.
You're very friendly with Jack. You talk about Susie Whitten a lot. Who was it?
No affair.
Boo. Shame on you for not giving us more scandal on this show.
To give you perspective and give everyone perspective, you know me very, very well, probably better than anyone in the world.
Sure.
Not known for crying a lot, getting very emotional about anything.
I mean, you crack it a lot, but you don't cry.
Okay, tone that down. This is not a permission for you just to go through your likes and dislikes of me.
You know, you get upset with things, but you
Let's go for more.
I mean, you're physically threatened me.
None of that's true. But anyway,
kick a lot of people in the shins, but you don't cry.
And
I don't think I've seen you cry too many times. Maybe a few times.
My sister used to call me the Tin Man when
no heart.
Kind of because I didn't have a heart. She used to say
more of a tin lion. So no heart,
no courage.
Tin lion stuffed with straw. No heart, no courage, yet no brain. So he's not aware of his shortcomings.
So today and this morning, something amazing happened.
The Tin Man broke.
No, Jason Day. I'm not sure if you know who he is, but
it's actually pronounced Derulo. Are you talking about his new song? Did it move you to tears?
No.
No shame in crying at a Jason Derulo song.
I'm still unshaken by Derulo's wonderful lyrics and tones.
Interesting. So yeah,
Jason
the golfer,
Day,
Jason Day,
Australian golfer, won the PGA Championship. And it was crazy because...
So for non-golfs...
let me put this in perspective. There's only... people understand tennis probably a bit more. There's 4 majors in golf. There's 4 major ones.
Are you choking up again?
This is...
Or was that an actual just...
This is one of them. He's won one of them. It hasn't been won by Australia, I think, for over 20 years. Yeah. It's a very difficult thing to do. And Jason Day, who's been playing so well for so many years, has come so close and never done it. And at the end, he had a small putt. And he started crying before the putt. He got it, put it in, and then burst into tears.
He cried before it went in the hole.
And, well, yeah.
It had a tear come out of his eye.
Have a listen to the commentary.
Hope you can see the golf ball through the tears. A phenomenal talent and a major champion.
That's a great story.
Relief, tears of relief.
Tears of relief, and that's what I accidentally broke into with
tears.
My girlfriend viewing me.
The Tin Man has been unlocked. You sure it wasn't oil?
And she says, and Beck said to me, you didn't even cry when your nephew was born 6 days ago.
People can't hold that over you, though. I didn't cry when Sonny was born.
Good. Okay,
because it's not an automatic tear fest with a baby.
Exactly.
But, I mean, you just don't cry a lot.
No. And she goes, and this is the thing. It's like, you don't understand. It's
But I
just
mean,
an amazing
Jason Day's tears were tears of relief. What were your tears for?
relief and excitement.
Has it
for
been
like-
bugging you? have you been waiting 20 years as much as Jason Day has?
I was just so happy for him, and then his kid ran out across the green, and that was that. That was
Nah,
like,
don't try and pretend that there was a father-son element to it. You cried because of a sports reason. You did not care about the family.
my point is yes. And Beck was going to call you, and so I've been getting ahead of the scandal.
You were broken by sports.
I got broken by sport.
See, a lot of Tin Men are like you. They don't respond to the normal human things. You know, when Dorothy's going, oh, you know, where's Toto? Tin Man's just there going, I don't care. I don't really care about dogs. But then if there's then there's that bit that was cut out of Wizard of Oz, where they go the mini golf thing and Tin Man gets a hole in one and he falls. So for Tin Man, it's not unusual that golf is the key that unlocks. Maybe 13, 10, 60. Would you like to talk to other Tin Men?
I'd love to. All partners
who've seen a Tin Man broken.
Yeah.
What unlocked the Tin Man?
What unlocked them? It can't be something truly traditionally emotional.
That's the thing.
But what unlocked
Because you
them?
know me, mate, tough as bloody nails. Except, on my wedding day, couldn't
Couldn't keep it together.
Geez, almost dehydrated. I had to wear a camelback. Keep drinking throughout the ceremony.
And a raincoat. It's Hamish and Andy. Ham, I got ahead of the scandal just now because I knew my girlfriend would ring and tell you. But
You've been outed.
this morning, when Jason Day, an Australian golfer, won the PGA Championship in America, I cried.
Yours were sympathy tears for that. You felt his pressure, you felt his ups and downs, and you felt a pent-up amount of golf emotion in your body, so desperately seeing an Australian want to take out the PGA that you couldn't stop yourself, and the man known as the Tin Man, who cannot cry for human reasons, was moved by sports.
Yes.
Then you tried to pretend it had something to do with the fact that Jason Day's family was there. No one buys that. It was to do with the putt, and it was to do with the fact that he finished at 20 under.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great, and I'm getting a little emotional as you recount it.
13, 10, 60. Are you a Tin Man like Andy who won't cry for human reasons, but can cry?
We say traditional reasons.
Okay, fair enough. Traditional human reasons. I mean, I think I'm a pretty straight up and down crier. Forrest Gump every time.
Yeah.
Like where he goes and visits Jenny's grave.
Yeah.
That's Little Forrest is there. Yeah. Little Forrest isn't special like him. Yeah. Very, very, that gets me. But golf, I managed to get through tearless.
Well done.
So I don't qualify to be a Tin Man. James, are you a Tin Man?
Boys, how are you?
James,
Good,
mate. You're not a crier?
Not an emotional crier, but I'm definitely a sports crier.
Yeah, right.
When did you cry for sports?
Yesterday, actually.
What was the sports?
NRL.
Yep.
My favourite player, Nigel Plum, he had his 150th game on Saturday and announced his retirement.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the Panthers.
And the retirement, was it the game or the retirement that hit you?
The retirement. Definitely the retirement. I just couldn't believe it. He just, up and announced that.
When did you find out?
I was live streaming on my phone on the way home from a weekend at Singleton, and I had no service, and just...
Like driving or in a cab or...
on the back of a bus, actually.
And did you just burst into tears there?
It wasn't bursting into tears, but there was definitely some flowing.
Yeah.
But I
Just a
luckily
quiet-
had a set of sunglasses on.
Quiet, manly cry. And James, what were the tears about? Were you worried about future games? Were you crying for a man who's had a great career?
Yeah, definitely a great career. He definitely played well. It was more, I was just shell-shocked that he just up and left.
At the shock.
It's heartbreak. It was a heartbreak. It's like getting dumped.
Jesse, your father is a Tin Man.
Yeah, how you going, boys?
Yeah,
Very
mate.
good, Jess.
Yeah, he's a Tin Man. He never cries at nothing until I took him to the movies and we watched Fast and Furious 7. And the tribute to Paul Walker broke him like I've never seen him broken before.
Yep. Is he a car fan? Jesse, is he into cars or is he more into just Paul Walker?
He's into cars, but I've never seen a grown man sob like that in the movie theatre.
Jesse, has he been following the Fast and Furious franchise or?
Yeah, well, I'm into it. So he used to watch it with us, me and my brother, and he's into it. But the best part about it was I went over to see him the next day, and he wouldn't answer his phone. I walked in the house, and he was sitting on the lounge watching every Fast and Furious movie with the song Now Now You See Me Again in the background, just sitting there.
Wow, he really took it hard. I mean, it was a tragic event, but
I know, but we all knew the event. The event happened a long time ago.
Felt like we could have processed it. It was a lovely touch that they put it in the credits, but still, I feel like he was mourning like the great police work that Paul Walker's character did.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching the earlier films, you're not watching all of Paul Walker's films. You're just watching his earlier like car rings that he's busted and stuff like that.
Elisa, your husband is a Tin Man.
Oh, definitely, boys, definitely.
What cracked him, Elisa?
Well, when Tiger Woods got found out when he had that affair and he announced it on TV and was bawling his eyes out, my husband was sitting there watching it crying as well.
What an interesting one to cry in. So upset that Tiger got captured.
Yeah, well, apparently, Tiger Woods was, is his idol, and here he is crying because he's been found out, and I'm looking at him and saying, "Are you serious?"
Well, that is
Elisa,
a big one to
at
cry
any point,
for.
are you looking at him going, "What have you done?" Because it's a strange one.
It's highly suspicious.
Oh, no, I don't have to worry about that happening, but... The thought of, saying, "Oh, he's crying," and I said to him, "Are you serious? I mean, the man's cheated on his wife
for years with hundreds of women." So is it possible that was it he going, "Oh, this is his career over," or was he just going, "I hate to see a man caught"?
No, I think he's crying because he's let down by his idol. Is that fair to say, Elise?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be pretty fair, but my thoughts don't go along the same lines. I thought, well, bad luck, mate, you've been sprung.
There weren't a lot of people that were sympathetic towards him across the world. It was an interesting stance to take.
Daniel, wrap this up for us. Are you a Tin Man, Daniel?
Ahoy, guys. How you going?
Ahoy, Daniel. Now, is it you or someone you know that's a Tin Man unable to cry human tears?
No, look, I'll get straight to the point. I'm a massive Carlton fan, and this year when Juddy retired, I took a day off work and I just sat at home and there was tears all day.
Wowee. Well, Daniel, interesting because Ando's also a Carlton fan, but not enough to push Andy to tears. Juddy would now have to win the British Open just to squeak a tear out of the Tin Man.
Thanks, Daniel.
Ando, on a Monday, I like to hit the ground running.
Yep.
A lot of police departments and law enforcement agencies traditionally take a Monday off.
Yep.
Because they're exhausted after what's been a big weekend of, especially Saturday night.
Gardening and stuff.
Well, no, they just, the cops are bloody buggered after.
Oh, sorry, they're working on the weekend.
Oh, they're working flat out, bars and stuff
take,
and drunks and all that sort of stuff. And then they're pooped.
Yep.
So you're often, Mondays are traditionally an armistice between crooks and cops to let everyone have a rest after a big weekend of crime and law enforcement. But I do not.
No.
I do not take the Monday law enforcement holiday. In fact, I work twice as hard because that's the way I run my justice department, Ando. People that have listened to this show for a while would know I do enjoy blowing things wide open. As soon as I get a sniff of a crook or a scoundrel or a half-truth,
Embezzlers?
a third truth, an embezzler, a devil, or a demon.
Poachers?
I don't like poaching. I don't like hunting in any capacity, but certainly unlicensed.
Yeah.
Even if you're poaching corn or a crop. Egg poachers, I would... In my head, I'm still thinking of the poachers who steal things.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
And I thought you meant stealing eggs from hens when you weren't
I was
allowed to, rather
referring
than
to that.
the method of cooking an egg.
No, I was referring to stealing
This
the eggs from
is
hens.
the segment where I do like to shine a justice laser on them. And the justice laser comes directly out of both eyes of my truth eagle, and I fly around town searching for these misdemeanors in a segment called
Stand back! He's set to blow!
Look out!
Fire in the hole! Hamish is blowing this wide open! Amazing!
He's done it again!
Oh, what a great guy. Couple of bits of testimony there, bits of feedback from the public who appreciate me keeping the streets safe. Now, Ando,
choose my own and blow wide open today.
You have an option of what you would like blown open today, because whilst I am one man, as you know, I get far too many cases. I find far too many cases myself.
Yes.
I get a few tips here and there. Sure, a couple of rats, a couple of sparrows whisper a few things in my ears, but by and large, I'm out there uncovering leads, holding my forearm up to people's necks and yelling, "Tell me the truth."
But do send them in to HamishNetty.com.
Hey, definitely keep them coming in. HamishNetty.com really need them. No, don't need them, though, because... but please don't send in generic ones like, do you know fortune cookies are actually Japanese? I'm sick of that stuff. Yeah. I mean, I did do that once, but it's... was quickly pointed out to me by Andy. That's a common bit of trivia. Yeah. So, no trivia, more specific stuff to you that you've found.
But you don't need them.
But I don't need them, so don't send them in, but do if you want. Or even call me now, 131060. I'll get people to take them down, but I don't need them. And here's the thing, though. I'm so inundated with all these leads I've found myself that I am giving you the option today of blowing open a person or a people's or a product. People's or product?
Oh, person.
You've chosen person.
Yeah.
Activate person mode, Jack. I was led to believe that sound effect would be more robotic and less of a drill.
I think it was just a drill or a hairdryer.
No. It's because person mode is it was behind a plate that I had to unscrew the screws on.
Okay. Cool.
So now person mode's activated, and this actually does come in from a tip off.
Surprise.
One of the few I didn't uncover myself. Ollie Preston, he's a podcaster. He listens from the UK.
Good. Truth Sparrow.
Dear Hamish, I need you to shine some truth lasers on a scam I used to be part of, and I know still happens worldwide.
Wow.
Flair bartending.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So where you go and you say to someone, hey, guys, have a double Midori on ice, and they spin the Midori bottle around their head 5 times before you get it. It said, used to be a bartender at a very popular chain of bars in the UK. We would be very closely checked on whether we were under or over pouring the spirits when we serve customers. The big issue being they got praised for a slight underpour.
Really?
They got penalised for an overpour. Because so they're going, I'm selling, 10 shots of bourbon tonight.
Yeah.
They look at the bottles and go, yeah, well, how come we're missing 12 shots worth?
Yeah.
Right? So they get penalised for an overpour. So when the managers did stock take, if we ever had less than we should have, they would revoke staff drinks.
Oh.
So this encouraged everyone to do a lot of flair bartending because when you pour a drink from a great height, it creates a lot of bubbles in the drink and creates a false level on the shot. So everyone's pouring it from a huge height. You're getting a lot of bubble.
Yeah.
You're not getting a proper shot. Meanwhile, they're getting rewarded behind the scenes for underpours.
It's a good one.
Thanks. So was the product. I had 2 good ones loaded up.
I doubt that. I think I chose well.
No. Anyway, in a surprise hint, products might be next week. Keep them coming in. No, don't.
Ham, I'm not good at a lot of things.
Don't say that.
But I'm the best at something, I reckon.
Here we go. I reckon you could have reversed that sentence.
I feel like I'm the best at saying someone's name who I've forgotten the closest to after they've said it.
Oh, no, I would challenge you for this because I forget people's names all the time.
I know, but often they don't even get out the second syllable of their name and I'm already in there.
Ando, you're talking to the master of this, and I have to be the master because I got face blindness.
So I know
through necessity, I've evolved a series of tricks that has allowed me to convince people I knew their names, even when I had no idea who they were.
I disagree. I think due to your face blindness, you run and hide. When you see someone you don't know, you try and scatter. Where I go up, and if I don't know them, I'm on the coal face, particularly when we're out together.
But I'm better at it because I'm practicing it 100 times a day. You very rarely forget someone's name. You don't understand what it's like.
I do understand.
You play one exhibition match a year.
Whenever we're at a function,
every day, club level, state level, national level.
You hide more than take it on.
No.
When at a function, you will go, I don't know this person's name. You get out of there. If I don't know the guy's name as well, I'm practicing this.
Yeah, but I go, Ando.
Okay, let's have a go then. Let's have a competition with Jack. Okay, so the way this happens is, Jack, you get to pick a name.
Okay.
So what I'm talking about specifically is if someone comes up to me and I go, they're going across to me going, he probably doesn't remember, so I'll say my name out. So he'll go, g'day, it's Michael.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, I know who you are. That's how fast I do it.
But you couldn't even hear Mike then. That was a panicked response. I was like, no, that's what it sounded like.
No, so Mike.
Well, I would be very clear. I'll go, Michael, yeah, of course.
Well, then you sound odd because you're yelling their name.
Here's the competition.
Go, Jack.
So
who
Jack,
am I starting with?
You can start with him.
Okay. Hamish, good to see you again. It's
how are you?
Jeffrey.
Yeah, Jeff, how are you, mate?
Not bad.
It's easy. That wasn't even warmed up. This is all day long for me. Okay. You could do it. You could give me a difficult to pronounce Cantonese name and I would still nail it because I forget names 99% of the time. So I'm operating in a heightened sense.
Can I give you a difficult Cantonese name before we go into my go?
Yeah.
Okay. G'day, Hamish.
Hi, how's it going?
Shooting Wong.
Yeah, Shooting Wong. I remember who you are. I remember. We've met before.
Very good at it. You were very good. I feel under pressure now. I nearly swore. I feel under pressure now, but give us a go, Jack.
Andy, great to see you again. Lachlan.
Lock, good to see you, pal. How are you? Of course,
you've
I know
used
Lock.
a nickname, and that's a good tactic.
I used a nickname.
It's a good tactic. I love using a nickname, too, because it covers up for the panic.
Yeah. But to be honest, I'm impressed, Ham.
Ando, I don't have a lot of skills, but trying to cover up for a name I've forgotten has to be one of them.
Let's get someone...
You know, Ando, I've been at a function, and mid-conversation with a guy... Zoe, this was like early days. I just started going out with my wife. She came up next to me. I was like, I have to introduce her. Like, you can't not introduce her. I think she was my fiance at that stage. And I just had to go, oh my God, sorry. Staring at the guy and Zoe's there. Because we've been talking. We'd hung out before. We've been talking for 10 minutes. I was like, I can't remember your name. I said, I've got to do an interview.
Speaks to the scatter, the running and hiding thing I was telling you.
But what am I going to do? Oh, Zoe, this is a guy I know. What I mean is, I had to go outside and go and pretend I had to do a phone interview for something. And Zoe's sitting there going, "What are you talking about?" I came back in, got his name because I remember we'd hung out before, so I called friends who I'd hung out in the vicinity of this guy with. Came back in and was just all over it. Just Mike.
Too much, though. That's the other thing you do.
Mike.
You overuse once you get it.
I probably got about 100 mics in.
It's Hamish and Andy.
With HTC, your one day is now. Check out htc1day.com for more details. Hamish and Andy's Global Choir.
It is complete, Ham. The Global Choir is complete.
We've done it.
Put it together over the weekend. For new listeners to the show, welcome.
Our goal here was to get everyone singing that song you just heard by Daft Punk around the world. Either sing the lyrics or sing the bass line with your mouth. Get 100 or hundreds of people. We wanted ideally every country in the world. I think we fell just short, but there's well over 100.
I think we fell well short.
We fell 50 or so short. But I mean, we weren't going to get every country, but geez, we got bloody close.
It was exciting, hundreds of entrants, and thank you for everyone who went there, because it required a little bit of effort. But what you had to do is dress up in your country of heritage.
To represent that country. Now, I realised, too, as we go through this, you'll realise why we were able to pick up a few extra countries. I mean, I did Italy, Ando, to kick us off. You did Australia, the countries we both herald from. And so many people too, so many bizarre left of field places too that we wouldn't have even thought we'd either have podcasters or people in Australia that listen and have a link to it. It was really beautiful to watch it come together.
It's up at hamishnanny.com now. You can go check it out. We're going to play for you. We heard there was a guy representing Mexico who came in with a beatbox. Wasn't one of the specified ones, Sam?
We did not ask for anyone to beatbox, but he's the only guy that took it upon himself to do it. But it turns out for the mix, it's quite handy.
I think his name was Aaron, and we'll pick it up. We won't play the whole thing to you, so you go check it out because it's quite long. And it's very, it's much better.
It needs the visual. It does need the
but
visual.
We pick it up from his beatboxing as it all group.
Around the world,
really was something special, Anna, because what we got in the end was if you ever had to do group choir at school, it kind of had a bit of that feel about it.
Yes, I agree.
Where everyone's not a trained singer, but giving it their all en masse.
Someone who I think must have been a trained singer, Ham, was Rich. He features quite heavily in the middle of the video. He joins us now from New Zealand. Rich, have you seen the video yet?
Ahoy and kia ora, boys.
Kia ora, Rich, and ahoy. How have you seen your cameo yet, Rich, in the video?
I haven't yet, but I'll look forward to seeing that later this evening.
Rich, I mean, we had to sort of select various people to highlight, and then there's lots of group stuff, but you feature pretty heavily, Rich.
That sounds ominous.
And can you have a think about which bit it might be from your video?
Well, I was kind of teased by my family because I use my hands quite a lot when I was shooting it, and it was because I'm a bit of a muppet, and without legs in the video. I kind of overcompensated,
like a reverse river dance, which is all legs and no upper body.
Rich, well done. We noticed that you were the only person at the end of your video that did a 5-to-1 countdown for some reason. Why were you doing that?
I think just we've got 5 children. My wife and I have 5 children. I think we're just very much into numbers and counting. The last few mouthfuls of dinner.
Yep.
Counting down to Christmas, all those sorts of things. Candles on the cake.
Well, who was filming it for
number
you?
heavy.
Who was filming it for you?
My 10-year-old daughter Jane. She did a video as well.
Great work. Well, Rich, it was beautiful. We've kept the countdown in.
Yes.
I mean, it's sort of a breakdown in the middle. It gives everyone a chance to get a breather, and then your countdown sort of kicks off the second half.
Oh, my fingers are famous.
Rich, thanks very much for joining us from Auckland, New Zealand, and congratulations. Dave also is in the Global Choir, as you just heard it. Dave, you were the only person in the whole world to submit yourself multiple times under multiple nationalities with amazing effort for all the outfits.
Hola, senores.
Yes, one of them was Mexican.
I believe one of them. There's you. We've got a few screen grabs here. Mexican,
Norway was in
Norwegian, there. German. You went for what's the one where you've got a sword?
Well, that's Yemen. I wasn't sure if anyone would come in with the Yemen.
And you've sort of got like a ceremonial cutlass.
I heard you guys when you were announcing it that you were trying to get as many countries as possible. And I just want to say I did do the groundwork on this. I watched Cool Runnings at least 3 times for Jamaica.
For the Jamaican
sure, we did.
I drank a lot of German beer.
We demanded people have a link.
Well, that's the famous one made famous in the video, Dave, because you get a full screen for your German. We thought that was your best go. Tell us, mate, you did beats, the bass line as well as the lyrics. Which one was harder?
Well, to be honest, I did only 2 of the beat because I found that to be pretty hard doing the accent as well. So I found the lyrical stuff a bit easier to do. So, I mean, I'm not trying to fish for a phone here, Hamish, but you were amazing, just to say, if there's any question there.
Dave, look, I'll be honest with you, mate. I wasn't listening to a thing you said, but I just like the cut of your jib. You've got yourself a phone!
Oh, yes! Oh, yes!
An HTC One phone. It's not because you complimented me, Dave. I swear to God.
It seems like people are complimenting you and getting a phone.
That's not the rule, Ando. And if it is the rule, I'm now raising the bar, okay? Even though this has got nothing to do with the fact that we've ended this thing with still now 9 phones to give away. I'm raising the bar of compliments. If you really think it's so easy to just call me up and give me a compliment and get a phone, 131060. If you're in the video,
if you're in the video,
and we haven't talked to you yet, if you're in the Global Choir,
131060,
and you feel
call
like
now.
You missed out on a phone, give us a buzz.
Yep.
But
have your compliments ready.
I want it to be a really good compliment.
Hey, you just asked on 131060 if anyone who was in the Global Choir who may not have we may not have spoken to them yet to call up because you've still got a few phones.
I still got a bunch of phones, Ando, but I just wanted to warn people that I know it's become a bit of a running thing on the show. That
it seems like you made it a running thing.
It's been a bit of a heavy coincidence that if you sort of compliment my side of things, which was very difficult for me to do, and thanks for your compliments, you will win a phone. It's
Gabby,
just not that easy. But Gabby,
what part of the Global Choir were you?
I was actually same as you, Hamish. I was singing the accompaniment.
Yeah, right.
How'd you find it?
I found it actually quite challenging. I was impressed by how well you pulled it off, though.
Good on you, Gabby. How are you going for phones?
To be honest, mine's getting a little bit old over
Not
here.
anymore. You've got an HTC One phone. Oh, there you go. It's so nice. No, it's just nice to chat.
You don't even have
nice to chat. Max, how are you?
I might just sit out.
I'm good, thanks, boys. How are you?
Maxie, yeah, really good, mate. What were you in the Global Choir? Have you seen yourself yet?
The bass part, just like you, Hamish.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But boys, I want you to know why I was part of the bass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a singer.
Yep.
So the treble part, the singing part, appealed to me a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But then I listened to Hamish's singing. He sang with spaghetti in his mouth.
Really?
I feel like I needed to compete with that. Obviously, it was nowhere near as good. But,
Phone. Love it. Really appreciate that. Thanks, Max.
Max actually features quite heavily. I know the Max he is.
Yeah, I think I know
he's
Max
He's
too.
in a car. As he
deserves a phone.
Good baritone voice. Jamie.
Yes.
What were you in the Global Choir?
I did the singing part.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
And just anything else you want to get away there, Jamie?
Well, to be honest, I picked it because I didn't want to taint Hamish's beautiful beatboxing.
Phone for you, Jamie. Thank you for the compliment. That's very nice
Ricky,
of you.
let's not even talk about the fact that you represented Denmark in the Global Quiz. Is there anything in general you'd like to say to Haim?
Well, I just think he did a really good job. And
you've got one phone, Ricky. Now, having said that, we've still got more. Keep going.
Ricky?
Well, yeah, because I'm not a good singer or beatboxer, so I kind of thought I would ruin it a bit if I went with that one, and I couldn't live up to the standard. I don't
Sure.
think.
Is there anything about Hamish in general you wanted to mention to him?
Anything sort of physically or who I am as a person?
Well, you're just a nice, general person, and
You
you're
got two more
handsome
phones, Ricky. That's 3 phones. Yeah, you've got 3 phones.
Can we do that?
I don't know. But, I mean, well, by tomorrow it's finished and I still have a few phones left. So, yeah, Ricky, 3 phones.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it would be awesome. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
Stick around, everybody. Joel Edgerton is going to join us in around
him a
about
phone.
half an hour's time. It's Hamish and Andy.
What have I done? Ando, looking to get your official approval to clear my wife of a charge. I will be her lawyer. I'll be representing her.
And so I'm the judge now.
Well, you can be the judge. You can be another lawyer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's pretend you're another lawyer.
Maybe I'm a higher grade lawyer than you, so you've gone to a QC.
No, that
seems like a good thing.
No. Okay, this is more like it.
Yep.
You and I are lawyers, and we're at the country club.
Yep.
We played squash or racquetball.
Sure.
It's like an American film.
Yep.
We played racquetball. I've beat you. We're back in the change rooms.
Yep.
You're okay with that because I always win.
Yeah, okay.
But it's still fun for you to play racquetball with a lawyer of my caliber because you always learn a little something.
Yeah.
And in a rare moment...
As a QC, looking down on you, a barrister.
No, we're American, so there's just no such thing as a Queen's Counsel. So this is the American system.
Sure.
We're at like an upstate New York country club.
Yep.
Don't wrap it up, Jack, because you need to know the picture here.
Yep.
We're back in the locker room, and it's like at a Wolf of Wall Street. So there's like leather chairs in the locker room and stuff. And you're saying to me, "Great game, teach me." I say, "I won't teach you about that, but I will talk to you about a client I've got at the moment."
Sure.
And you're like, "Oh, finally, he's opening up. You know, he's daring to get advice off me." She got a parking fine. And it was for about $100. Now, in her defence, too,
the waiter's just arrived and offered us some drinks, but you do have a drinking problem, so I'm going to say no thanks.
I know I will. I think I've got it under control. Nah, just in Evian, thanks. Which are on the house anyway, because it's a country club. So,
Sorry, I won't. I'm right yours now.
Yeah, no. So she got a parking fine. This client, let's just call her Zoe.
Yep.
Parking fine was 5 minutes late back to the car. You know. Just definitely, it's not important, but I'm also just going to really paint her in the clear here. That it was just such a tiny misdemeanor. $100. So she was about to pay the parking fine, and just as she went to pay it online, notice they got her number plate wrong.
Oh.
Let's say it's like 55B.
Yep.
That's the last 3 digits. They've written 558.
Right.
They've got it wrong. Is she in the clear for that fine?
Great question. I mean, I'd say maybe, but the other problem is the rigmarole for you guys to actually try and...
No, but how will they find her? Because she's just taken the ticket off the window. How will they find her?
Sorry, I thought you'd been sent out in the post.
No.
Don't worry about it. Rip it up.
Well, 131060, I mean, I might ask some other people at the country club.
It'd be nice to have a parking inspector tell us.
If you are a parking inspector, great. If you've had a similar instance, did you just walk from the fine? She's nervous to walk, but she thinks she's off the hook. The only thing I thought of was...
Walk smugly.
They take photos.
Walk swagger away.
But they take photos.
They do take photos.
So what if they go, so that fine given out on, this date at 5:15, geez, it never got paid.
Yeah.
We sent the letter to someone with the corresponding number plate. They wrote back and said, no, that's wrong. What if they then go back and look at the photos?
Then they'll send another one so you can.
But then they'll see but then they see the photo. Is she off the hook forever, or will it catch her?
I reckon it's most likely it could catch her, but definitely let it slide for a little bit. So I think people are calling in. Hopefully, a parking inspector.
Katie, what do you reckon? Walk?
Walk, yeah, exactly the same thing happened to me. I'm a student midwife.
Yep.
And parked at the hospital, and they got one number wrong, and I just called up and said, hypothetically, if I had a fine that had a digit wrong in my number plate, would I still have to pay the fine? And the woman clicked on pretty quickly, and she was like, "Absolutely not, chuck it away."
Oh,
You're off the hook.
There's a good bit of legal vibe for you, Ham.
It would be amazing for them to it would be like a fisherman getting a call from a fish that had escaped, going, "I ate your worm, mate, and you'll never find me."
Rob, you're a cop. You reckon?
Yeah, mate. Yep.
What do you think?
Mate, she's in the clear.
Walk.
Oh, nice.
Free walk.
2 from 2. Well, let's go to Briannahan to get 3 from 3. You work at the State Department Recovery Office.
Or state
I
debt
do.
state debt
Yeah.
recovery. All right.
Yes, I do.
And is this a walk?
It's not, no. What they would do if they...
But Rob's a
it
policeman.
probably depends what happens, because what will actually happen, they'll send out the fine to the person whose number plate that is.
Yep.
If that person calls up and says, hey, that's not me,
They will.
then we would then investigate it. We'd go back and it would actually be sent off to the council to view the photos, and they'd have a look, and then they'd reissue the fine.
So it's a holiday.
They don't always. There
Brianna,
obviously
can you
are
be
some
bothered?
people.
Surely people go,
Let it go.
Yeah.
You get enough people.
Oh, they totally do.
Yeah, they totally do.
Brianna,
Okay,
Brianna, if off air I just gave you the number plate, could you just let it go?
Unfortunately, I don't have the authority.
She winked. I heard a wink.
Damn. I was also going to throw in an HTC phone.
Hamish and Andy driving you home, joined in the studio by Joel Edgerton. Thank you very much for popping in, mate.
Thank you for having me.
I understand new uncle. You're just telling us.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Uncle Owen.
Uncle, yeah.
Uncle Joel.
A little girl. How long ago was this?
Like 4 days ago, 5 days
wow.
ago.
Full on.
6 days ago.
My sister I became an uncle 5 days ago as well, so I was wondering if I beat you to it. On
I
this
think
one.
I might have beaten you by about a day.
All right, up top. I'll give Joel the high five. Yeah.
Sucked
Well, now you've also come to the
come in on the
studio
front foot.
with blue band-aids all over your knuckles. It looks a lot like you've punched a wall. Now, were you hoping for a nephew? You got a nephew? What have you done to your hands?
This is going to be tantalising for everybody out there. I have a razor, like a Mark III.
Yep.
Put it in the bag.
Oh, no.
And then reached in to grab something else and just cut the
Like a face
out of my
razor,
hand.
and you just cut your hands up.
Yeah.
I thought you meant a razor scooter for a second, and you had an accident on like a 7-year-old's razor scooter. So it's like, do you know what? The one you described is actually not the most embarrassing version of the razor accident.
Mate, let's talk this film, The Gift. Congratulations. We loved it, and it's out next Thursday in cinemas, August 27. It's interesting. I mean, it surrounds a gift, and it is funny how a gift to someone that you're not that close to can feel a bit weird, no matter how generous it is.
Yeah.
Like, without wanting to give too much about the film, too much away, it is that thing of like going, there's a real line between, oh, that's nice, versus, gee, that's a big gift. That's crazy.
That's too much.
So you wrote this. Was there a specific gift that you were given back in the day that made you go, ugh, actually, this is a great premise for a film?
No, but I have had one-sided friendships, imposed upon me. I obviously wouldn't know if I'd imposed one on someone else.
Well, it's almost like the rule is if someone pesters you, like, well, not pesters, but if someone wants to catch up 3 times, I reckon, and you can't or don't, after that, it kind of has to stop.
The interesting thing to me is that an intimate relationship, if it ends or it's not going so well, you break up with the person.
Yeah.
But a friendship just sort of dies of attrition. It's
There's
sort of
no
like,
word for it.
Yeah,
You can't tell a mate, we've broken up, mate.
Yeah.
We're not friends anymore.
No, this is not working out for us. The beers are over. Beers on a Friday are over.
We will never drink another beer. That is just not a thing we do anymore.
You just kind of cold shoulder someone until the friendship limps its way into a ditch.
Or, I mean, it then creates an amazing plot line for a thrilling film. If you look pretty creepy as this character you play, Gordo. I wanted to know, I mean, you've gone for a reddish hair with a black goatee moustache combo.
Yeah.
Did you throw around any other creepy looks, or did you arrive at that one pretty quickly?
Well, the hoop earring sort of neatly finishes it off, and brown eyes, which looks sort of weird on me.
Do you have a friend or something that has a hoop earring going, hey, mate, come on?
yeah. I think if you have a hoop earring and you're not a pirate, it's not cool.
You need to reassess that look.
Yeah.
Well, Jason Bateman in the film does an amazing job. He's not, I mean, people would know him as a comedic actor primarily.
Yeah.
He's an exceptional actor. Because you're in charge of this film, you're directing it, you wrote it, does he have to audition for you, or is he good enough that you just go, mate, would you do it?
No, you don't audition him. I'd seen how big a jerk he could be in his own movie, like Bad Words.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And he's a likable guy and a joke, and I needed everything in between. Funnily enough, we were putting together a high school yearbook sort of montage thing for a potential credit sequence, and I Googled his name. And the first picture that came up was him in Teen Wolf 2. Because I Googled Jason Bateman high school.
Still his biggest credit.
Yeah, but that was when I realised, like, that's when I started being a fan of his.
Yeah.
You know, way back then. So it was sort of weird to sort of being his boss and telling him what to do.
Well, that's
And then
on that point.
make him do Teen Wolf stuff just for your own amusement.
In between shots. Joel, we've got our own thing we've been working on at the moment. It's science-based, and we feel like you can help.
Essentially, what we want to do and what we proposed to do was capture a celebrity. Like, we started off talking a lot about Chris Hemsworth, but
kidnap a celebrity.
Well,
just for one day. We'd get them live. We want to get their scent. Like, see if it was possible to get it like a swab. Like, initially we were like, get a jar of Hemsworth sweat.
Pheromone.
Yeah.
A pheromone. Like, is there a machine that can analyze it and then synthetically reproduce someone's actual scent, right? So we weren't sure if the science existed. We found some scientists that go, look, yeah, we can do it, but we need them alive. Like, we need the
specimen
be in
this lab
to go to Sydney just for like one day, be on a treadmill, get some analysis done.
We got a no from Chris Hemsworth.
So Hemsworth, we got in touch with these people and we just got sort of a flat no. We're like, all right, so maybe the pitch needs a little tweak to make it sound a little less creepy.
You're in the Hollywood world. We're wondering, could we do a role play here as we're pitching to you? And then you can show us the pros and cons of our pitch and where it gets weird and where we can sharpen up our pitch to try and get an A-list celebrity to do it.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
All right. So let's pretend that we've invited you for a presentation in our offices,
right,
okay?
so we come in. You're sitting there.
Hey, Joel, thanks very much for coming in.
Hi, Mr. Edgerton, how are you?
Good to see you guys.
Isn't it your worst nightmare to one day wake up and have lost the ability to produce your own scent? And wouldn't you have loved to have stored that scent artificially somewhere in the world, much like freezing an egg? Is it your worst nightmare as a celebrity?
It's pretty much one of the biggest nightmares. Yeah,
okay.
Good.
Apart from becoming invalid.
Well,
but your scent could live on forever.
That's fine too.
Here's the good news. We're offering the opportunity, Joel, for you to come into our lab. We get a Joel Edgerton scent and we can recreate it synthetically and may or may not sell it.
Now, we know you're a big-time hotshot, so let's talk turkey. There will be no money involved in this for you, nor will the scent necessarily smell great compared to the Beckhams or the Britney Spearses out there. But what you get out of this is the chance to be the first person to honestly bottle their smell.
So, Joel, where do you think, how are we doing? At what point did you go, I would never want to do this?
When you guys were coming in the door.
Yeah. Okay, so until then, we had you. So if we can somehow pitch to Hemsworth through a door.
Joel Edgerton, thank you for sticking around,
We're
mate.
not giving up.
The film is The Gift in cinemas next Thursday. Go out and see it. It's an absolute cracker, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. Thanks, Charlie.
And we played a trick on Joel Edgerton, Hollywood actor. Of course, The Gift is his new film. It's in cinemas next Thursday.
He left the studio 5 or 10 minutes ago. As he was leaving, we were off air. We decided to play our own experiment of essentially based around the film The Gift of giving him a highly inappropriate present, which was a $47,000 Rolex Hando.
Yeah,
we got to thank our Rolex guys.
Yeah, the LK Boutique, they lent us this amazing Rolex. 47 grand this thing cost. So we kind of kept the mics rolling in the studio here.
The goal was just really take it.
As we said goodbye to Joel, kind of gave him this watch nonchalantly to see whether he would actually take it. And this is what happened. Mate, thank you for that.
Hey man, this is for you. That's a thanks. Gift. Just for coming to the show. We give a gift to everyone. Yeah, it comes on like a little prez.
What the
the
is
bag?
that? Are you serious?
Yeah, man. No, thanks for coming
You got
on.
me a fake Rolex.
No,
that's the real deal.
We've been doing for
a
guest that we're
It's a present. It's a day.
Yeah.
Man, we don't have a lot of guests on the show this year, and we want to make it special for when they come on.
Holy Are you playing a prank on me?
No. Take the bag.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and also
No worries,
thanks the time that you we pranked Nash was a
that was
a
gold.
glorious moment on the radio.
terrific.
So,
It was gold.
yeah. So we
In fact,
appreciate
I
you
was
playing
pretty
along.
certain you were going to do something really kind of dangerous to me today.
No, you're in the clear. You've already cut yourself up too much. You've already done something that's too
Are you
dangerous.
about to start your show?
Yeah, let's get back into it. Thanks again, bud.
Hey man,
Is that your jacket? No,
man.
that's
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it
that
is. There you go.
Beauty. And congratulations.
Oh, thanks man.
It's so good.
Thank you.
Awesome stuff.
Thanks, mate.
Check you later.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he questioned it, but he still took it.
He has taken it, Hamish. He's left.
He's left.
Should we...
He's walked out. Yeah.
He was definitely in shock.
He was surprised. He said it was fake at first, but when we told him it was real, that's the bit where you give it back. It's a $47,000 watch.
Haim, our producer, we've sent Sam, our producer, down there. He's got a phone with him to try and stop Joel Edgerton.
I think it's up.
I'm just waiting at the front of the elevator.
Great.
He's taken it. Yeah. He's taken it, Sammy.
Can you see him? I mean, that's...
I can't see him.
Don't let him leave, Sam. He's got a $47,000 watch.
Okay, Joel's just coming out to the elevator. Would you like me to put him on the phone?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Please.
No, hey, Joel, sorry, Hamish and Andy just wanted to say one last thing.
Yeah, you pranked me.
We just didn't know if you would take a $47,000 watch.
You know, the beauty of it is I don't know the value of things. All I know is that I was ready for the fact that you were probably going to email me and tell me you just sent me a fake.
right, yeah, right. Yeah,
well, no, it's not. Please don't leave with it. It's got like 8 diamonds in it.
I'm already down on
Joel,
the street. I'm leaping over the balcony.
Do not.
Partial credit to you, though, Joel, because you were shocked.
Yeah.
But then you went, I'll take it anyway.
I just thought I got to walk out of here and just sort of like process this. But you know what I love about you guys too is that you're not in the business of taking things back. That these pranks are just sort of like you get so much value out of them that it's worth.
Yeah, I reckon if I had to put a dollar figure on this one, I've probably got about $40 worth of value. So we still are shy of that magic $47,000 mark. If you're trying to distract us while you've kept walking, please don't, because there are 2 people from Rolex in here who have been assigned to guard the watch.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Hey, Joel, thanks.
I'm in the elevator, so it's a little.
Joel, don't make us promote a film that's against the gift. It's the only piece of leverage we have.
Thanks, mate. See you soon.
Thanks.
See you, mate. That's all we've got time for this afternoon.
He has come back. It's since been returned. Thankfully, the guys from LK Boutique were not willing to let the Rolex walk out the door. I think they were physically lying in front of the lift, stopping him from taking the watch. We got it back off him, and another happy guest leaves the Hamish and Andy show empty-handed.
And a huge thank you, though, to Joel Edgerton. The film is The Gift, and it's in cinemas August 27. Anything you may have missed today, the podcast is there. Our global choir is up at hamishandandy.com, and we did film that exchange with Joel Edgerton, so that'll be up at hamishandandy.com. We'll catch you tomorrow, everyone.
Have a good night.
That was the Hamish and Andy podcast, powered by HTC One Day I Will.